What's up, YouTube pipe smokers? Chet Nick here for another Chet Nick show.
Starring Chet and Nick.
Produced by Nick, edited by Nick,
Funded by Nick.
funded by Nick,
Coffee by Nick.
coffee by Nick,
Tobacco by Nick.
tobacco by Nick, and when an appearance by Chester.
Ta-da! Hey, this week we had Bo, Nick's brother, on, and hope you guys get to see that one. It's pretty interesting. Bo was talking about going to Hawaii and seeing all the sights in Hawaii. He actually went scuba diving while he was there. And so if you get a chance, watch that one about Bo. He's very interesting. In fact, I don't know if you could tell that he was kind of scared to even be on here. Plus, he broke 2 of our chairs that we had here.
Yeah, we had to edit the video.
Yeah, we had to stop a couple times and fix his chair. And he's not a heavy guy. He just breaks things. So, before we go any further, I'd like to say, hey, I don't usually smoke, but when I do, I smoke a pipe. Very enjoyable.
What are we smoking, Chet?
Today we're smoking half and half because we're trying to get it all smoked up here so Nick can.
Okay.
So Nick can use that jar for some of his exotic either coffee beans or tobacco. What are we smoking? What are we drinking, Nick?
Oh, okay. This is another batch we roasted up. What we decided to call this?
Something Carolina. I would like to call it Carolina Red.
Red?
Yeah, because I don't know. It makes me see red every time I drink it. So, and I don't know if you guys have noticed. We've got speakers. So
Microphones.
These aren't speakers. These are microphones. I'm sorry. I'm half Amish, so I get confused when it comes to this stuff. But anyhow, my nephew called me the other day and was telling me about my great nephew, his son.
Uh-huh.
And he was saying, he asked his dad if you could produce Viagra naturally. And his dad said, why? And he said, because he had an erection that lasted over 4 hours.
Hey, remember his family show here?
So I thought it was pretty funny. I said, I had that same problem when I was that age. We didn't have a Viagra back then, so we didn't have those TV commercials to go by. So I never asked my father what was wrong. So, but anyhow, I thought that was pretty funny, having Viagra naturally. So I thought I'd share that with y'all. So, and also told him that I wouldn't say what his name was, so he's safe there. So, that's okay. But anyhow, seems like I'm doing all the talking. So what you got? You got something interesting to talk about today, Nick?
Nothing. I had nothing.
That's his life in general. If I wouldn't come down here, I think the man would be very suicidal. Every time I come down here, he's always cleaning a pistol or something, mumbling to himself. But anyhow, thought I'd come down. Nick called me up and said that he wanted to do another show, so I hurried down here just in time that the coffee was done and coming off.
So what do you call it?
Carolina Red.
I don't know about that one.
He wants to come up with a name for his coffee, something Carolina, and I just thought Carolina Red was pretty good, but he doesn't like that. He wants to call it something to wake you up in the morning.
What about Rooster Cogburn Brew Blend?
It's better than that other one you had.
What was that one?
When the Cock Crows Brew. Carolina Cock. I said, no, Nick, a lot of people don't understand what, a cock is actually a rooster. A lot of people don't understand that, so I didn't want him to get confused with young children that don't understand that kind of stuff. But he was also griping to me about taking a train somewhere. He said that last time he took a train, It was a 9 hour, no, it was a 6 hour car drive to where he was going, but he took a train that took him 26 hours.
26 hours on Amtrak. From Charlotte to, where was it?
Somewhere in Florida you went to. Jacksonville, Florida?
Somewhere down there. We were going on a cruise. And we didn't want to fly, so we took the train. We left Charlotte, went north for about an hour. Then they got us on another train that headed us back down south, and we stopped every nook and cranny from Charlotte to Florida. I ain't never in my life been so miserable. That's the worst train ride well, that's the only train ride I've ever taken. I've never taken another one. But, yeah, it was awful. And it wasn't cheap either. Man,
that's what I don't understand. That you would think that they would come up with a system that would be a lot cheaper than what they've got. Because we called about taking a train ride to Florida, where you get to take your car with you and you ride your car on there and you go down. And we decided we would drive anyhow, especially after listening to him talk about the train. So I don't know.
Well, we got halfway there. The train stopped and started backing up for an hour and a half. I still ain't figured that one out.
Maybe they were on the wrong track.
I don't know what it was. But when it did go, it was flying. It was doing about 90 miles an hour. But it wouldn't do 90 miles an hour for about maybe a minute or two. Then it stopped. Yeah.
That's the way it was when I flew from Pittsburgh to Charlotte. The plane just got all the way up. And then all the way back down. It was like a half hour up and a half hour down. So, but I don't know. That airline, we took that trip to San Diego. Took my wife and granddaughter, and we went to San Diego. And we stayed in a hotel out there. And Kathy got everything online. She got the airplane tickets online. She got going to the zoo online. She got going to, we did some other stuff. We went to SeaWorld and went out on a cruise, a couple of cruises we took out into the bay and everything. And we did it all. Round trip ticket for 3 people and stayed for a week. Guess how much money?
$3.
38 cents? No. It was $1,500.
For all that?
For all that. My wife can find the best deals. But it was unbelievable. We stayed in a 4-star hotel, and we stayed there, and they never even knew we were there. That's how good we stayed hid. But no, we stayed in a 4-star hotel and enjoyed it, and yeah, we had a good time. The only time we got back to the hotel was when we slept. That's how much stuff we did during the day. We just got back in time to sleep, and we went and seen the sea lions. We took a sea lion trip around there and seen all the sea lions in the bay and all the great big boats.
In San Francisco?
No, in San Diego.
San Diego.
San Diego.
I went to San Francisco and they had them sea lions sitting up on the with the boats, the little catwalks.
The dock.
Docks
Yeah.
I mean, there were hundreds of them.
Yeah, it's way
hundreds
over
of them.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And you'd pull up and they'd all get in the water except for the real mean ones.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get in the water. But yeah, it was pretty. We had a good time. I got to drive up the highway. I rented a car one day and drove. That wasn't part of the deal, but I went off to a side trip. Went up the coast a ways, down to Mexico. Went down to the border and turned around and went back up and went over to the ocean. San Diego has a big bay in front of it. So we had to drive across over to this little island, and then we went to the ocean, so we could actually get out to the regular ocean.
Did you get up to see Alcatraz?
No, we didn't go that far.
We went to Alcatraz when we were there.
Really?
That was awesome.
I bet you that'd be pretty neat. That's something else I want to talk about was the how this internet, you can't, it's hard for an honest person to lie anymore. Every time I'd go and I'd tell a story to my nephews.
An honest person to lie.
I didn't say that.
That's awesome.
I didn't say that. But anyhow, it's really hard to say stuff because now you say stuff and the children are automatically going out to see if you're telling the truth. Like I told them, my great nephews, I told them that I was on the Titanic, and was telling them all about how terrible the Titanic was, and they came back and said, the Titanic was in 1912. So you can't. It's just hard to tell them stories. They all the time checking your stories out on Google. They Google everything. So now I got to come up with stories that's not even on Google. And that's hard.
Yeah, everything's on Google.
Everything's on Google. So what else you got? You got anything else, Nick?
Nope.
Because you didn't have much of anything. If I hadn't had the storyline wrote out today, you wouldn't even have talked about the Amtrak train.
Oh, you know what we are going to do? We're going to start doing crazy and weird news. We're going to talk about that.
Crazy and weird news.
Crazy and weird news.
My family will be on that. You would not believe, when I go to these family reunions, I'm scared. Half the time I stay in the car and just watch them. It's terrible. And there for a long time, when I would go to the family reunions, if anybody there was taller than me, I knew that they had married into the family, because my father's side of the family was very short, and my mother's side of the family was very short. My father was 5'2", and my mom was 4'11".
My goodness.
I know. It was like I was married to hobbits, I was
I
related
believe
to
it,
hobbits.
I'm sitting down. Chester's standing up.
I am standing up.
No.
But yeah, but it's weird how short my family was. And every time I'd go to the family reunion, I'd look out and see anybody taller than me. I knew that they had married in, so I'd go over and talk to them and ask them, how did you get here, and why would you marry into such a family?
You tell me there wasn't no dowry? Why they wanted in that family?
No, I didn't tell them that. Oh, man. So, getting ready to take a trip, getting ready to go north for a while. So, my son's staying at the house. That should be pretty entertaining when we get back. I'll see how many animals have died. And
Oh, you going to take care of your sheep and all?
he's got sheep, goats, and
Lord.
chickens. Oh, this could cost me some money. It has before, and probably will this time. If they... I'm just concerned that they might not get watered, or if they do get watered, the water won't be turned off. And it's not like he's a young person; he's 32. And yeah, I'm kind of worried. In fact, we're so worried that we sent our dogs over to my daughter to stay because they might never get let out of the house. So they're going over there to stay with my daughter. But other than that, I ain't got anything else, Nick.
No, I got nothing either. And we're about out of time, too. So.
All right, well.
All right, fellow pipe smokers.
That's them.
Take care. Live free or die.